What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Felco Works. Today we're going to be working on changing out the fuel cap on a fuel tank, and look who just came to say hello. It's the puppy. Puppy. Evidently he wants to help with this project. So I was going to hopefully show a little bit of a lockpicking tutorial on how to open some of our kind of standard security locks that we have on our fuel tanks and luggage and things like that. But unfortunately, the lock on this particular fuel tank was actually seized completely. So I ended up having to go through and remove all the mounting screws that hold the actual cap to the tank, and then the one hidden screw as well, which I will show you where that was. So what we've got here is a new fuel tank. I shouldn't say new, this is actually off of a 2005 model, which I'm going to put onto a 1989 model. And what I ended up having to do was remove all of the outer screws that were basically just sitting in there. And then I ended up drilling a hole right here basically to be able to access the hidden screw. And the hidden screw is just a Phillips head screw that is to prevent you from being able to easily remove the fuel cap without having to access it or use the key. Now, unfortunately, even though this portion of the cylinder is actually free, but the plunger, the plunger on the inside is actually completely seized. So I did try to free it up just to kind of show where it was at prior to me starting on it, but it's completely seized up. So basically what you ended up having to do is just drill a hole right about here so you can see the top of that Phillips head screw there, and then just back that screw off, and the whole assembly will lift out like so. And then you can put either your new fuel cap onto it with a new key, or if you happen to have like what I'm doing, where I'm just going to transfer over my my old fuel cap off of the original 1989 tank, you can just install this then in its place, which is what I'm going to do. So luckily mine still works. The key on mine isn't damaged or anything like that, and that way my ignition will still match the fuel tank. Otherwise, you could order a ignition kit with a new fuel cap. So I was hoping that I was going to be able to show you a lockpicking tutorial, but unfortunately I can actually get all the wafers inside the cylinder to get pushed in, but it still won't rotate because the actual plunger that extends or retracts when you turn in the whole cylinder, that's completely locked up. So I can't show you that, but at least in the future it is as simple as removing all of the screws around the collar and then drilling a hole right here in order to access that Phillips head. Just make sure that you don't drill too deep that you end up damaging the head of the Phillips head, because that would make it a little bit harder to do. So the other option would be to actually go and kind of grind out this whole corner, which you could do otherwise. So obviously, I do not recommend doing this if you're not working on your own property. Don't be going out there and stealing anybody else's projects or their bikes, but at least it'll show you on a lot of the fuel tanks and luggages, kind of, or I shouldn't say luggages, but on a lot of the fuel tanks, that's kind of the way you can get around it if you end up buying a project bike, where what tends to happen on something that's sitting with a little bit of moisture, that ends up rusting up. So hopefully that'll help you, and I'll look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. If this was helpful, smash that subscribe button. I'll have more how-to videos coming as I keep working on the Ninja 250 and kind of keep bringing that thing back up to spec. But for now, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.